about, sweeping, mopping, getting it all. You just have to be cautious, especially in kitchen areas, in your bathrooms, anywhere, for having pests. You don't want any bugs in your home. It absolutely will ruin my day, ruin my morning if I see an unwanted pest, honestly, on my floor. Now, how do we get rid of those without poisons, without insecticides? Well, we have the Bell & Howell Ultrasonic Electromagnetic Pest Repellers, and trust me, you may have ever heard of an ultrasonic, but to have both of these two technologies means that you're not just going to be able to serve one little area, it's actually serving an entire floor of your home. You are getting a pack of 2 of these, so we do have with us Lou Caputo, who's going to help you really understand exactly how much of your home this can really save.
Yes.
Lou is here. Now, Lou, with just these 2 units.
Right.
Am I going to be okay in my house?
So here's what I tell people is that these use a different technology,
yeah.
right? You need one of these per floor in your house, okay? So one of them on each floor of your house. And the reason I say that is because they work 2 different ways, all right? They do the standard ultrasonic sound waves that we know and love, that we've had for years and years and years. And that's where it sends the sound out into the room, okay? But then it also has an electromagnetic effect that actually goes through the wiring in the walls.
Wow.
So once you plug this in, it's working double time. It's doing inside the walls and outside the walls, because one of the problems with just straight ultrasonic, and it's not really a problem, it's just sort of the physics of how it works, is those sound waves, whenever they hit a solid surface, they're going to bounce. They're going to bounce off all the walls, okay? Now, you won't hear it, your kids won't hear it, your pets won't hear it, but these guys right here, they're going to hear it. The rats, the roaches, the spiders, the mice, they're going to hear it, and it makes them just want to get out.
Can you tell I have phobias? I can't even look at the screen, Lou, let alone if I see any of these things in my home, any of the 4 that we just discussed, that is it. I mean, I'm going to be spending hundreds and hundreds to get some kind of exterminator out there to use on the home.
Yes.
And even that, it wears off after a certain amount of time.
Right.
This is ongoing. You
24/7.
cannot hear it. Now, safe for dog and cats, we will say if you have like a gerbil or a hamster that's going to be nearby, they will be able to probably hear it, so be cautious of
any
your
rodents.
little
Like if you've got a rodent for a pet, gerbils, hamsters, some people do keep rats and mice as pets. Here's the solution. Just don't put them in the room where they are.
Okay.
Okay, and don't worry about the electromagnetic component if they're on that same floor, because they're not going into the wall. You know what I mean?
Right,
in the wall it bothers them. Outside in the room, that's where the ultrasonic
hope you don't keep
rules.
your pets in the walls.
Exactly.
But if there are any things in the walls, this is how you get rid of them without having to dig into the walls and do all that hard stuff.
Right, well, and then the other thing too is there's a lot of people out there, and I think from the time we're kids, we kind of get trained that the only way to get rid of pests is to go out and kind of do it yourself, right? So a lot of folks go out there and we go spend a ton of money on, let's say that you've got roaches in your house. There's a lot of stuff you can buy for roaches, okay?
Yes.
But here's the problem, as you just mentioned, this is expensive. It depletes over time, where it wears out. Number 1, it wears out. Number 2, you've got to redo it over and over and over again. So that's a lot of work. And then for the rats, rats and mice, they're mammals. So we kill them the same way that, any mammal. So that means poisons, that means traps, that means things that are unpleasant and leave you with carcasses that sometimes wind up in the walls and the ceilings all over your house. And then let's not forget these things, because you get those.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Why am I doing this? I'm freaking out up here. All right, we have $7 off of the sell price on this, and I love that we have our flex pays too. So you're getting these home for $10.93. That's 2 of them home for that cost. So $5 and change per actual floor of your home, meaning not just the 1 floor of the room, the floor like the 1st floor and the 2nd floor, right?
Right,
Is that
exactly.
what you mean? I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
So much square footage to just have one of these, you plug in, you forget about it. You're not calling the person back to spray more. You're not hoping that your dog didn't walk on that spray, or even just the spray out of a can that an animal can walk on and then lick their paws, or your child. I have a kid who's always eating things off the floor. I have a husband who's always eating things off the floor. I don't want to be spraying.
5-second rule.
I don't want to be spraying these poisons on my floor. This is a way to repel those awful things that, quite frankly, no one is welcoming in their homes, and to do it without the poisons, without the ongoing subscription costs of to have the exterminator come, and to actually get behind the walls too. I will say you may be able to find other electromagnetic or other of the actual ultrasonic pest repellers, but to find both of them, to have that dual action, is very rare, especially in a 2-pack and with a company as well known and respected as Bell & Howell. It's really a great price.
Well, and it is too, but now here's the thing. thing. I know a lot of people out there who've never maybe tried our ultrasonic pest repellers before. Now you're hearing like, okay, these are ultrasonic and electromagnetic.
Right.
You're like, okay, it's two things I don't understand how they work or what they do. I'm going to show you some proof positive right here. So I've got two different devices. One device is sitting there right now. That is an electromagnetic detector. So if there's an electromagnetic field, you're going to see the numbers on this moving, okay? Then the other thing is right here. This is an ultrasonic leak detector. Every time it hears an ultrasonic sound, there's actually a microphone in the end right here. Every time it hears an ultrasonic sound, you're going to see that little red ball bouncing back and forth. So between these two devices, yeah, you could see this is definitely putting out both ultrasonic and it is putting out the electromagnetic at the same time. And that's what you want. You got that two punch right there in the wall and outside the walls.
Do I need to charge it? Do I need batteries?
Nope, never charge it, never have to replace the batteries, no filters, there's nothing you're ever going to do. You plug them in. The one cool thing about them too, in addition to the pest repelling properties, is they kind of look like burglar alarms when they're plugged into the walls.
How long will it last if I keep it plugged in?
You know what? I've had mine for years now, and I mean years, like 5, 6 years. So they've been working for me round the clock for all that time, and I don't pay for pest control anymore. I don't go out and buy anything with poisons or any traps or any of that stuff. And you know, the funny thing is, a lot of people out there think that just because they live in the city that they're immune to getting, you know, pests.
Yes, yes.
You know, you got to understand something. You live in a high-rise building, all the pipes in the walls, the wiring, everything like that. It's like a super highway for the pests. They can get anywhere in that building they want. I don't care how high it is. They can go anywhere in the building they want. Now, obviously, if you live in a rural area, I think you understand, you're going to have pests out there. And it doesn't matter if you have new construction either, Natasha, because people out there, when you get a new house, yes, the house is new, but all the ground around that has been disturbed, and it drives all the pests away from where they used to live. Now they're looking for some place to live new, and your house looks pretty darn good to them. You got water, you got food, you got heat, air conditioning in the summer.
Yeah. Do you need to have this plugged into a wall for it to work, or can it be plugged into like a surge protector?
No, it could be surge protector,
Okay.
it could be an extension cord. Anything like that will work just fine.
And what I really love too, and you really don't see this often at all, is maybe you'll
the
be able
extra
to see
outlet.
on here. On the side of these, you actually have an extra outlet. So you're not even losing necessarily the outlet when you plug it in. You still have that use. And it is not a 3-prong, it is a 2-prong, which means, you know, just in case you're saying, oh, I don't know if this was gonna work on this one or this plug, it will work on all of your plugs. And you are, remember, getting 2. So if you do decide to use 2 in the same floor of your home, is that too much?
No, it's not at all. It's, you know, you can put as many on a floor as you want to. What I do recommend, though, is in addition to these, think about picking up our regular pest repellers as well, the ultrasonic ones.
Yeah.
Because even though the electromagnetic on these works all the way through the entire floor, I still like the security of having ultrasonic in every single room in the house, okay? But you've got enough of these for 2 stories with the electromagnetic aspect and a huge area of the house with the ultrasonic. But again, I'm one of those belt and suspenders kind of guys. I like the idea of being, you know, having total coverage all the time, because you don't want to deal with this stuff. You don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and step on something and hear a crunch. Nobody wants that.
It's so obvious.
How you doing? You okay?
I'm doing okay. There are 3 things on that screen that I have a phobia of right now.
I'm going to guess that it is the spiders.
Yeah, that's number 1, baby.
Roaches.
Yes.
And the rats.
That's it.
There we go.
Oh,
and you know
God
what?
Almighty.
The funny thing is that a lot of people have that phobia. Oh, and I want you to think about something. When you think about how you repel different things in your house, right? Let's say you do have a pest problem in your home. What do you buy for spiders? There's nothing for spiders.
You buy those mosquito eaters
newspaper.
or lizards.
Yeah, or lizards. Yeah, I mean, these are your choices. That's why this is so much of a better idea, because it repels all the things. By the way, we don't just willy-nilly put those 4 things up on the screen there when you see the rats, the mice, you know, the roaches and the spiders. They have independent third-party laboratory testing done that Bell and Howell paid for. Very, very expensive to get that done. So they picked like the 4 things that most people are going to have problems with, and that's them.
Wow, okay. You can tell that when we start talking about pests, I can't even hold my hand under here because I can't see where my hand is. I really don't like them, and this is why I'm asking every detailed question to Lou, because I'm in the market for these babies right here.
These things are awesome.
2 in this pack that's gonna cover an entire floor with 1. You can, of course, use 2 on the same floor of your home, 2nd or 1st story if you want. But you don't add batteries. You don't have to plug them in separately. They're gonna last for years. Lou's been using his for years. And you're getting ultrasonic and electromagnetic, which doesn't just mean it's spreading it across the airspace in your home, but also using any metal conduit that is connected to where this plug is to spread it through there.